I'm probably not the only one that thinks the fantasy world in this film is like Charlie Sheen's Warlock world.
I don't care about nothing, I don't care at all. Hit my soul in a roll from the ceiling, nail my heart to the floor. I don't care about nothing, I don't care at all. If I live, if I die, if I'm nothing, I don't care anymore.
Your Highness stars Danny McBride and James Franco as a pair of brothers who live in a fantasy kingdom. Franco plays Fabius, who is the very heroic and strong brother who just returned from a quest to rescue the woman Belladonna, played by Zooey Deschanel, from the evil wizard Lazar, played by Justin Theroux. Thaddeus, Danny McBride's character, though, is the very arrogant and lazy prince who basically has the common goal of doing nothing in his life other than smoking pot and pulling practical jokes on people. However, during the bridal ceremony of both Fabius and Belladonna, Lazar returns to capture Belladonna and take her back to his castle, where he's getting ready to perform an evil wizard prophecy, which is very weird on how it's explained, but yet again it is kind of funny for how it works out. So the two brothers must go on an epic quest along with Thaddeus' squire, Courtney, in which they must capture Belladonna away from Lazar and bring her back before Lazar can fulfill his wizard prophecy. Along the way, they also cross paths with a beautiful archer played by Natalie Portman, who has her own grudge against Lazar and is trying to defeat him as well, so Thaddeus and Fabius join forces with her. Now, going into this film, I was really psyched for it because I am a big Danny McBride fan. I love Eastbound and Down so much. But more on the first season because the second season I felt was a little bit uneven. The guy's type of humor most of the time revolves around using cuss words, especially the F word and S word a lot in his shows, but they actually use some pretty good humor effect. And also he likes to poke fun at dick jokes a lot in his films. It works here because I like the guy for his kind of humor sometimes. Like, it never really feels too repetitive, even though some of the jokes fall flat in this film. I think he's still pretty funny, just I don't know if doing these kinds of films, especially set in medieval times, is kind of fit. I feel like if he fits in with like modern day stuff, I feel like he can improv a lot better at that kind of stuff. James Franco does good in this film, like playing the serious brother. He doesn't have a whole lot of funny lines in this film. He still does good with what he's given. Natalie Portman is beautiful in this film. I mean, she just looks hotter almost every film that she's in. And she does a really good job playing serious in this film. Like Franco, she's not really as funny as most of the supporting cast and McBride are, but she does a really good job as an ass kicker. Hopefully, she can replace Angelina Jolie as the top femme fatale in this business. Zooey Deschanel does okay with her work because she's very limited in her screen time in this film. And most of the stuff that she's done with this film is basically like looking scared and kind of keeping a monotone face for most of the film. But the real scene stealer of this film, though, has to be Justin Theroux as the evil wizard Lazar. His humor is very off the wall and seems like it's very raunchy, of course, but he had me laughing a lot when he was on screen. I mean, this guy is very underrated in comedy because he was so funny in this film. But one really interesting thing that I liked that the filmmakers and director David Gordon Green did was throwing in all these crazy creatures in this film, like the five-headed snake, the trolls, the weed-smoking troll, the minotaur, the maidens. There's a whole bunch of different creatures and magician work in this film. Like there's dwarfs too that are in the beginning. Like I think those are used to pretty good effect. Like I think the five-headed snake scene is pretty cool, but there was an editing trick that I didn't like that they did with the film, in which it just has a jump cut that quick, and I just didn't really like it all that much because I thought it was going to be a huge climax and then it just cut like it never happened again. However, there is a scene with the Minotaur in this film which I am never going to look at a Minotaur the same way ever again. Even if I watch Role Models again, I'm not even going to look at a Minotaur the same way ever again after this film. Once you see the film, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. The movie does come with its flaws a little bit because there are some scenes that try to be funny a little too hard and they fall flat in some scenes. Like, even though there is some good humor in this film, there are some scenes that just fall flat a little bit in this film. But nonetheless, Your Highness is a fun ride if you're adapted to Danny McBride's type of humor. I feel like Eastbound and Down fans are really going to get a kick out of it, but I feel like if you haven't seen any of his work, you might be better off on just going in with lower expectations. I am going to give Your Highness 3 out of 5 stars. I think it is a funny film, just not as funny as I wish it would have been. But still, if you're looking forward to this film and you've seen McBride's past work, then you're definitely going to enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Your Highness. You can also check my written review on aboutmovies.webs.com, which is a website that several of my Rotten Tomatoes friends start up, which I'm one of the AM critics. Also, follow me on Twitter, and if you like this video, you can either subscribe to my channel or check out more of my videos. And in the meantime, I'm Tyler from Catacrytic Reviews, and I'll see you guys later.